Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Dan Pillow.
Here.
Ron Pugh.
Here.
Jennifer Anderson. Here. Ann Pillow.
Here.
Ault Glick.
Here.
Pam Jackson.
Here. We'll start with the clerk's report.
You received the minutes from January the 10th, 2022. There was one correction, and I did it before the hard copy was printed, and that was to do with Officer Pate's last name. I had misspelled it. Other than that, there was no other corrections on my part.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from January 10th.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Ronnie Pugh. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Ron Pugh.
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Ault Glick.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Then you have the minutes from the joint meeting on the 24th with the Water Board.
I'll make a motion to accept the January 24th Water Board minutes as presented.
I second it.
Motion by Ronnie Pugh, second by Jennifer Anderson. Any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to ask the clerk about the color coding. Is that something significant that we should pay attention to? In some yellow, some blue, or was it, oh, never mind, clerk. Miss Pillow, colors are colors.
Disregard.
Please disregard.
All right. Call for the vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Ron Pugh.
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Ault Glick.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
And you received pay ordinance 2A. And on Angela Byers, I accidentally didn't press the 9 hard enough apparently when I sent out my email copy, but it has been added. It did not change the total cost overall. From the general fund, $8,094.80. From the street construction, maintenance, and repair fund, $3,468.82. Water fund, $2,544.57. For a combined total of all funds of $14,086.19.
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 2A.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Pillow. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Ron Pugh.
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Ault Glick.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
You received pay ordinance 2B. This was for monthly salaries dispersed from the general fund, $7,350. From the street construction maintenance repair fund, $380.12. From the water fund, $1,000 even, for a combined total of all funds of $8,730.12.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 2022 2B.
A second.
Motion by Ron Pugh, second by Ault Glick. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Ron Pugh.
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Ault Glick.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Then you have 2C, this is for accounts payable out of the general fund, $5,774.29. From street construction, maintenance, and repair fund, $2,590.48. From the water fund, $20.16. For a combined total of all funds of $8,384.93.
Make a motion to accept ordinance number 2022 2C.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Ronnie Pugh. Is there any discussion?
I just have one question I'd like to ask the chief. We got interviews down here with Dunford and Alexander. What's the status on Alexander?
Dunford has been hired. Alexander took another job with another agency for a full-time position.
Okay.
So he is out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
You have a copy of the Addison Mayor's Court Collection Report as of, date of the report is February 1st. Money into the Village General Fund, $2,206. Money sent into the state revenue for court costs, indigent defense support fund, victims of crime, drug law enforcement fund, total $472. Other revenue collected for court costs, indigent alcohol or driver alcohol treatment fund, $15. Total revenue collected was $2,693. And as I said, dispersed into or deposited into our general fund was $2,206. Submitted, respectively submitted, Lacey, Mear, Mayor.
Margaret, that wasn't in the packet.
It wasn't in the packet?
It was in this one.
It's not, it's not in it?
I don't have it. You can hand me over mine.
There are copies, I will get you copies of them. You can have my copy too.
Yeah.
Here you go, because I have copies upstairs. Anybody else need it?
No, but I didn't get ordinance A.
Okay, we'll get it for you. That's because I probably just put it there.
I think that's when the copier. took
Yeah,
a
we
dive.
had copier malfunctions upstairs today.
I'll make a motion to accept the mayor's monthly report as read.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ronnie Pugh, second by Ann Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Also, I put into your packets, and it was also sent by email, cash summary of all funds. This is money that has been collected or deposited into the village account between January 1st and the 31st. This is not the bank statement, this is just showing you the revenue that's had been brought in. That's all I have now.
All right, thank you, Margaret. We'll go to you, Bob.
I have an ordinance appointing CT Consultants as the village engineer pursuant to the terms of compensation as contained in the attached agreement for professional services.
This is an ordinance we actually needed to update because instead of CDS, they're now CT consultants. So our old ordinance was CDS and this one would be a new ordinance so that it's under CT consultants.
So that's the only change we're making, just a name change?
Yeah.
And we've been
Because it needed
working under
updated.
CT for a lot of years. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a name change in our old ordinance that's CDS instead of CT consultants.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance, suspend the rules, read it 3 times by title only, declare it an emergency.
I second it.
Motion by Ronnie Pugh, second by Jennifer Anderson. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading an ordinance appointing CT Consultants as village engineer pursuant to the terms of compensation as contained in the attached agreement for professional services. Second reading an ordinance appointing CT Consultants as village engineer pursuant to terms of compensation as contained in the attached agreement for professional services. Third reading an ordinance appointing CT Consultants as village engineer pursuant to the terms of compensation as contained in the attached agreement for professional services.
I'll make a motion to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Pillar. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson. This will be number 2.
Then I have a resolution approving the appointment of Eric Pennekamp to the position of interim village marshal of the Village of Addison Police Department.
I have a quick question about that. Like, if we already, is this like before we actually appoint them as chief, and then there's another ordinance? Like,
Yes.
because he's interim, so we have to go with this new.
Yes, he's on a
Okay.
6-month probationary period. And this is really for the state auditor more so than
So we don't get in trouble.
anything else.
Make a motion to approve the resolution appointing Eric Pennekamp to the position of interim police
I'll second
chief.
it.
Can you spin the rules?
Suspend the rules and read it 3 times by title only.
I'll still second.
Motion by Ron Pugh, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have two ordinances here. Which one am I?
They're the same. One was in PDF and one was in Word,
Okay.
I believe. Am I right,
Yeah, that's what
Bob?
was in.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I started printing them off, I thought, I know these are the same. Just printed it anyhow to cover the bases.
All right. Call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson. Yay. Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Al Glick.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
First reading, a resolution approving the appointment of Eric Pennekamp to the position of interim village marshal of the Village of Addison Police Department. Second reading, a resolution approving the appointment of Eric Pennekamp to the position of interim village marshal of the Village of Addison Police Department. Third reading, a resolution approving the appointment of Eric Pennekamp to the position of interim village marshal of the Village of Addison Police Department.
I think we spelled his name wrong on there too, Bob. It's a K instead of a C,
Okay, I'll change it.
right?
Correct. I was gonna call you about that. I'll change it. I'll have it over to you tonight, Margaret.
Okay.
We just want to make sure we get the right one on there.
And the mayor
Congress
can
breathing
sign
down
it
our neck.
tomorrow. We'll be good to go. So you know.
That was the end of the 3 readings, correct?
So we
Yes.
move to accept it,
You
Yep.
gotta adopt it.
adopt as written,
Adopt is read.
and then that's all I say, right?
Second.
Motion by Jennifer Anderson, second by Ronnie Pugh. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh, yeah. Ron, did you hear me?
Ron made your vote.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't. Yay. I was too busy looking at the next one.
Jennifer Anderson. Yay. Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick.
Yay.
And this will be number 1
Thank you.
for those of you who want to number.
The other item I have for you is an ordinance approving a zone change. And I'm giving you this so that you can read it over, so it's consistent with your understanding of the ordinances, and there's additional information that's required for this because I haven't
Oh, that's what.
been able to get it from Dick Weber yet. So at your next council meeting, you may want to act on that.
And
And
it's
then
for
the
the gym.
second thing is I put in there the deed showing the date that they acquired the property, because that's pertinent to
Margaret, we don't have those.
their,
No, Bob brought them with him. I don't.
I brought those with me tonight.
She's,
We don't
they're,
have them.
they're passing them
Yeah,
down.
he's passing, we're passing them around now.
It's not for,
You got sugar.
oh, I gave them.
Oh, you gave
Yes.
this? Okay. These are extras.
Okay.
Then
Got it.
the other item, did you get a copy of the deed?
Yes.
Okay.
Bob, what's the time on this? Because we're not going to meet anymore in the month of February. We won't have anything until the 1st of March. Would that be okay for this?
Well, it'll be okay, because you have to get the information from Dick Weber to fill in some of these sections to be compliant
Okay.
with the ordinance,
Okay.
the zoning ordinance. And the one other thing that I would like to do is if council would meet an executive session on a disciplinary matter. We have to,
Is it personnel?
yes.
Hold that till the end.
Maybe, maybe not. He just sent that today.
Yeah, that's fine. The one I'm on is a different thing,
Okay.
but you have to bring that up.
Yeah, I was going to after you're done. Is that all you have?
That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Bob. All right, council, I was sent an email, well, Chief was sent an email, he forwarded to me that Joshua Fullback has resigned as a police officer for the village of Addiston, effective immediately.
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Joshua Fullback.
Second.
Motion by Ron Pugh, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion?
Chief, did he make any mention as to why he was leaving?
If we're going to executive session, I'd
Oh, okay, that's
like to
fine.
discuss that there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Possible.
Appreciate it.
That'll be part of that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, call the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson. Yay. Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Before I go any further, I'd like to introduce Mark Ault, who's here as a guest from the Treasurer's District
How are you?
Superintendent.
Thanks for having me. I'm Mark Ault. I'm the superintendent of the school district in my second year. But I've been here previously. I think I mentioned that to you over a year ago when I first started. Taught here, coached here, was a principal and an assistant superintendent. So it's my hope that about maybe every quarter, I just stop in, share a little bit of news of what's going on in school, and then if you have any questions, for example, I heard a gentleman over here talking about buses coming down into Addison that aren't full, and I wrote it down because I'm going to go back and check into that. So if you have questions or concerns, if I don't know the answer tonight, or at any meeting I come to, I'd be glad to follow up with Lisa and get back to you. A couple of things on a positive note for us. We're in the second year, as I said, of implementing our strategic plan. We call it Step Up: successful students, talented teachers, efficient operations, and fiscal accountability, and promoting a positive school culture. So when we talk about successful students, we probably talk all night about the things that are going on that our young people are doing and doing well. We've had this year 4 national merit finalists. I think that might be an all-time high for Taylor High School. Those 4 students scored in the top 1% in the nation under PSAT. So we're real proud of them. Our girls cross-country team won the CHL. Our boys basketball team, if you haven't had a chance to watch them, recently cracked the top 10 in the state. They're 16-3 right now. Have a really, really good chance. I don't want to jinx them. I went in the CHL championship for the first time in 30 years. Our band, our kids are involved in band. They've been competing all last fall in 3 different competitions in the tri-state. Highest awards that they've ever had. We have artists, 12 artists that were just named Scholastic Art winners. One or 2 of the artworks are hanging up at the Capitol in Columbus. Again, I could talk all day about our kids. They're great young people, and they represent our community well. Great ambassadors for our school. When we talk about Step Up, the T would be talented teachers and staff. We're in the process of trying to find a CFO or a treasurer, and that's not an easy task. There's about 610 school districts in the state of Ohio and about 580 treasurers. So the market is scarce, but the board is looking and interviewing, and it is our hope that we have a new treasurer in place by March 1st, and we're in the final processes of that. We settled contracts with both our Teachers Association and our classified staff through labor negotiations. So it was a very successful conversation and agreement. We're looking forward for a 3-year contract of continuing those good positive relationships. I know, like, sometimes when superintendents show up at village council meetings, you're probably like, oh, he's asking for money, he wants a levy. And I'm here to say we're not asking. There was a rumor floating around that we were gonna ask for an operating levy, either this spring or next fall. And that's not true. We're trying to keep a really close eye on our finances. We know, and we've been informed, and perhaps you've heard the power plant, my Fort power plant is gonna close. They told us 2027, but in talking with them, there's a good possibility it may be sooner. They're gonna put a bid out for public auction in 2023. If they don't get enough business, they may close earlier. And that will have a big impact in our school district. That's about $2.4 to $2.8 million in our general fund. Levy in our school district, 1 mil, is about $405,000, so that's about a 6 to 8 mil loss. So we're trying to prepare for that and look ahead. We did receive, and maybe the village here received some COVID dollars. I say dollars, but we had from the government about $5 million when it was all said and done. We have to spend it by 2023, and of course, it's government dollars, right? So it's very much buckets and red tape in terms of how you spend it. But that helped us because we could use some of the funds, pay some salaries, to keep our reserve where we wanted to. So it's our hope to extend that reserve as long as we can. We want to be good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars, and we don't want to be asking for operating levies every other year. We haven't had one in Three Rivers, an operating levy, in probably 16 years, at a bond issue in 2013. So anyway, we're keeping a very close eye on that. Our COVID numbers actually right now, we've spiked, we've been down. We thought we were done with it right in the summer. It came back. We probably had more positive cases this year than the year before. We chose to make it mask optional, and based on what our community was providing in terms of input, it feels like the students who are out and the staff that are out for a short period of time. There's a couple of periods in January where we were short staff. It's not so much the students as much as it was trying to provide food service or transportation. So the good news for us right now, again, knocking on wood, is those COVID numbers seem to be on the decline. I think that's probably true in the tri-state and in the state and in the nation. We have been looking at space. Our facilities is such that our programs have kind of expanded. And so, beautiful facility. It looks very spacious, but when you walk in and around our school, a lot of the classes are in custodial closets, tutoring sessions, those kinds of things. We moved a weight room to it's the wrestling building, so the weight room's over there. We've created a career academy program for kids who are perhaps not interested in going over to Diamond, but want to learn a certain skill set. So we have a young man who is the teacher, and he's teaching them life skills. We have a great partnership with the Electricians Union over on Glenway Avenue. We've got probably 4 kids in that program learning to be an electrician. So we know that college isn't for everyone. And in fact, there's some really good jobs that require good skilled labor. And so we want to tap into that and see if our kids are interested and try to give them that exposure. The other big issue, the hot topic at Taylor was, should we take the day off after the Super Bowl, right? Day. And I was a little hesitant at first because I thought, well, it's on Sunday, and I've never had the day off after the Super Bowl, but there was a lot of public pressure. A lot of districts did it. And so what we did is we did this thing called Calamity Day. We're trading a teacher professional development day in March. We're going to allow students and staff to be off the day after, hopefully to celebrate a Bengals victory. Absolutely. And then they'll take an instructional day in March in its place. So it was kind of a trade-off. The Teachers Association agreed to it. And then lastly, we're really excited this week. We're going to receive a check from Miami Whitewater Church for $50,000, and it will support a program that we call Jacket Cares. And the Jacket Cares program is simply, we have this money and we're committed to sustaining this fund for families and students who need it, whether it's some therapy, social emotional health, maybe it's just some basic needs. So if there's a family in need and they're in crisis and we can help them out, we've got a process in place, and I think a really good program. Our counselors are extremely excited about it. And like I said, we're committed. The $50,000 helps us get going, but we're committed to keep and sustain that fund to help our families in the community. So that's all. I appreciate your time. I know you're really, really busy. Thank you for letting me go towards the beginning.
No problem.
I told Lisa I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I was afraid I might pass out before we
Can't
get
have
to
that.
lunch. And again, if you have any questions at all.
Dr. Ault, I've got one question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any way that you can raise my GPA from the time that I spent with you at middle school up there on the
I'll
hill?
work on that.
It's kind of held me back from some things, and I was just wondering if we could settle that.
Is this recorded?
No. I was wondering if you could pull any strings.
Well, I have a pocket right here.
We're fresh out of cash.
You're a great kid back then, and you still are. So don't worry about your GPA.
Just like to offer our congratulations. I haven't seen you, Mark, in quite a while.
Yeah, I
Seems
think
like
the
you're
last,
really working to elevate our school district.
Trying
It was
to.
faltering for a while, so I'm glad to see it going in the right direction.
Well, we're here for you too, and so I don't want you to feel like you're forgotten. And Addison is near and dear to my heart. Kids like Ronnie and Keith Starks and Davis. I mean, I can go down the list. Kids that I just love. David Warm. Oh, I could go on. So yeah, we want to be here for you too. So if you have questions or concerns, please reach out to us. Thank you for having me.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you for being here.
Go Tractor.
We'll go ahead and continue on to department heads. Eric?
Sure. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Eric.
I do understand we're going to executive session, so there's some things I'd like to talk about there as it relates to personnel and some operational issues. Aside from that, I think everybody's aware of kind of the progress we're trying to make, slowly but surely, heading in that direction to get back up to where we once were and need to be. As far as calls for service and police activity, the month of January, we had 83 calls for service that were billable from the comm center. It's the first time that I've had access to that report, so I haven't had a chance to compare it to months past or if that's a increase or a decrease. It seems pretty normal from the time that I've been here. As far as outlying issues, nothing in there was really anything out of the ordinary that we deal with on a day-to-day basis here. I know there's some weather-related issues, a couple car crashes, and the weather's been not so great for the past week. Some bumps, figuring out what we need to do on our end as the police department, but we've put some things in place to make sure that we're prepared as well. Other than that, like I said, we're continuing in the direction we need to, and we'll talk more about some things in executive session. Any questions for me? All right, great,
Thanks,
thank you.
Eric.
Yep.
Our fire chief, Brian Lacey.
Got some new faces. Nice to see everybody. Glad everybody made it through the weather. I sent my report just before I left to come down here because I realized I didn't send it, so I got it to the mayor at least, but I'll go ahead and read what I got here. So this is January's report. January's report, we had emergency details, fire runs. We had one detail. And then for EMS details, we have 11. The fire run we had was a general response. It was down here at Catalina. And then the EMS responses were varied from trouble breathing to sick people to medical alarms, a little bit of everything. Total runs for the fire department for EMS details for January was 144 total. Training, the crews trained on the new 2022 protocols with our medical director, Dr. Finley, endocrine emergencies, and then we do I've started where we do a quarterly case review. So we did our first sets of case reviews, where we go back and look at EMS details, see how we did on the EMS details. We also did training on basement fires, Duke, how to respond to their gas emergencies, electric emergencies, airbag training. We took a tour of the pre-planned tour of Tramo Industries. We went over our new brush unit, and then we went over our respiratory protection program. Fire prevention for Addyston, we did get a letter from Mr. Mear. I think our fire inspector, Scott Dunnigan, forwarded that to you. He did a final inspection today over at the fitness center. There were some issues over there that have to be resolved before we can issue a final on that. Lastly, for the month, I got a really nice card. We had a fire down the street here. And this letter is from Mrs. Stout, sent the letter. The building where the fire was at happened actually on December 27th, and I received this on January the 7th. There were 3 businesses in that building. The fire department, and not just Miami Township Fire Department, but Delhi Township Fire Department, Green Township, we had a lot of help, did an absolutely fantastic job. I can't even, my buttons are about to burst. I can't believe how good they did. They got in, they did a really quick stop on the fire. I literally, after the fire was out, during the investigation, watched them pull their vehicles out of that shop. And they were able to continue on and do their business. Mrs. Stoud's letter, she works for, I think, the electric company, one of the electric, Mike Noble Electric that's in the building. You know, she describes in her letter here what type of event it was, terrifying event for them. It says, our office and our shop did not suffer any damage, you know, exclamation point. Just, you know, very happy that, you know, they're able to go back to work. Mr. Noble told me personally while we were down there, he said, you know, he was getting text messages and seeing stuff, you know, with the building on fire, and he thought, I'm gonna lose, you know, all my supplies, everything in the building. And he got down there and he'd come up to me, he's just about in tears. He said, I just can't believe you guys just did a really, really good job. He said, my stuff's not even damaged. So when you have stuff like that happen, I gotta tell you about it. I mean, like I said, I'm just really proud of them. My end of the year report, I'm gonna send you my end of year report because there's so much information in the end of year report, but just to kind of give you just a couple highlights out of there. Just kind of give you an example of your numbers. So we had 171 EMS details, and then we had let's see it on here for fire, our grand total for our fire runs here, but just kind of gives you an idea of what we did as far as fire and EMS does. One of the things that I'm going to associate with the kind of job they're doing there and some of the other jobs that they're doing is the crews had 801 hours worth of training in the month or in the year of 2021. I mean, they're training their butts off. They're really getting after it, and that's keeping up with all the other stuff they do, the fire inspections, hydrants, you know, all that. So they're really working hard for you guys and for me, and I just, like I said, I just absolutely can't thank them enough. So I'll send that report if you want to forward it on, Mayor. I really appreciate it. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Thanks, Chief.
Okay. Anybody got any questions here? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you. Dustin Struckman.
Really just have one thing after the last ice storm, just trying to get a laundry list of everything we need for all of our equipment and try to get it back up to where it needs to be to be able to tackle the next one this weekend. I mean, just, we learned, the V-boxes are, it's not really commercial grade, and the salt we put in it kept plugging, so went out and bought bag salt to put in it. That wasn't the issue, it was plugging after putting, 10 bags of salt, so. Tailgate spreader is really the way to go with that, so I'm looking into that.
Is it overheating?
You really can't get an answer on it. I mean,
Is there anything that you think you'll need before this weekend?
not as of right now, other than, I already got a PO for some tires that we need, either repair or replace, so.
What's the status of getting that one fixed that we?
Well, he got it fixed, and then he had another problem over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And in the meantime, he had got a quote from the company before all that
Right.
on the replacement of the tires for the backhoe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get the hydraulic fixed for the plow? The one that,
No, we still have to take the cylinder off and get it looked at.
so we need to get that fixed.
Mhm.
Is that what,
That's just one of the plows, yes.
yeah, okay.
Well, there was something electrical, wasn't there, with the
That's with the V-box, that's what they,
on the truck
that's
that
what the people said it was, but they really don't know unless,
you take
for
it
them to
out?
test it, you have to take it off there and take it to them, and it works, It's working like 75% of the time now, so they really,
Did they say how long they would keep it though? Because that's the
No.
problem.
no.
Or
They're
barely
trying to blame it on our
how long.
wiring harness, so.
Okay.
And you're good on purchase orders for the actual salt itself?
Yeah, we have salt, so.
And did you have enough personnel? I know that we only have 2 maintenance plus the water maintenance.
Yeah, I mean,
At times like this, I know sometimes we did use additional help.
we might want to look for something maybe in the future, but as of right now,
You have to, because it's impossible with a storm like we had to have two people out there trying to do all that needs to be done. I don't know how we do it, who you can go to for extra help.
Well, that extra plow's gonna need fixed to get that extra body in there too.
That one of the plows is down.
just a hydraulic line.
Yeah.
That's why the roads were so bad and it just wasn't getting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
All
that
over.
we should probably let it be known that if he does need additional help, he should be able to.
Oh,
to do
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
If council approves it, then.
Yeah, I like to make a motion to allow him to, when necessary, because we don't know, it could be any time in between when we're meeting. Now we got like a meeting once this month, things can happen and he needs to have the authority to be able to do that.
And there's another big storm coming, right?
Right, supposedly.
Sunday.
Because, I don't know where you're gonna get the help, but
Right.
even with the water board having that employee helping.
Yeah.
in addition to-
Was he able to help you guys?
Yeah, during the week, he definitely
During the
was.
week?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Ronnie Pugh. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yeah.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
All right. Anyone from the audience would like to take a stand?
State your name.
State your name, please.
Laura Manning. You know I'm here. January 28th, because of negligence of our maintenance crew. Whether it was their problem, your problem, whose problem, I don't know. My car literally got smashed in my driveway. I spoke to you that evening. I asked you, please don't leave me hanging. Please make sure you get back in touch with me so we can resolve this. Haven't heard nothing. I've been down
I
here.
cannot resolve anything first
I've
without
been down
bringing it
here
to council, and this
numerous
is our
days
first
to
meeting.
speak to you about it. And I get told,
I
oh,
showed
she
up
comes and
after
goes as she
you had
pleases.
left.
What?
I was here right after you had left.
Well, I have a job I have to go to. There's my lawyer. I don't get just, come and go when I please.
Okay.
That's all I asked out of the situation. Because I don't want to have to go get a lawyer. I love this town.
Okay.
I'm the first one to stick up for this town. But this right here, there was no excuse for it. As I said, if it's that big of an issue, all you gotta do is speak up. There's more residents in this town who will get out here and help than you can shake a stick at. Who do you think shoveled the alley this time? My husband. Wasn't your maintenance crew. Because the other half of the alley still looks bad. That's the only point I was trying to get across. Enough's enough. You know, if he don't want to do his job, that's fine. If he wants help, hey, say something. People more than willing to come help. But for him to get on Facebook and start mouthing people and thinking everything's funny when there's a discussion going on, you know as well as I do, that will not fly in this town.
No. And we had a discussion about that today. They will not be on Facebook anymore.
Because I also got information on him too, and trust me, you don't want me to bring that out in this town. Because they won't take too kindly to that either. That's all I want, you know, is some resolution on this problem. You know, I don't think it's fair that that girl has to pay for my car because of their negligence. When they told you all we salted, we got pictures, I can show you pictures. They didn't touch nothing. They didn't block nothing off. They didn't do anything. I can show you how far they went up with their assault that they sent pictures to you with. Then the cop says, oh, well, they were out of here by 3 o'clock in the middle of a snowstorm. And then he says, oh, well, the salt spreader ain't working after you just told me they sold it. You know, somebody's lying here. Something's going on. And then when you called them back out to salt so the tow truck could get up there, they brought a bucket of salt and threw some salt down. I looked at the officer, I'm like, really? This all you're gonna do? Well, I can't make them do their job. No, but I bet you if Don was still here, they would have done their job. He wouldn't have played with them, because Don would have got in the truck and done it his damn self. That's all I ask, you guys just make it right. It's not fair that I got a brand new car sitting out there that's destroyed, because nobody wanted to do their job. That's all I ask. I know you have general liability insurance for things just like this. That's all I ask, is just make it right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the audience?
My name is Joan Tolby, and I do know in the past that when snowstorms are over, that Billy and Howard would have been out there with the backhoe and stuff, clearing the parking spaces, and they haven't done any of that. And I do know that for a fact. I've been here 58 years. I know that for a fact.
So this is
There's
something.
empty parking spaces out here, so why haven't they got the backhoe out and plow some of that dirt back and throw it over in the grass like Billy and Howard would have done? Because they haven't done anything yet.
This is something that I talked to the mayor about earlier, and I want to bring it. I've received numerous messages and phone calls about the streets. Every community around here had problems with salting, plowing, and the way that things were handled. Okay? We weren't the only community that had problems. The issue at hand right now is everybody in this community put Billy and Howard on a pedestal. They had 50 years of experience. These guys don't have 1% of that.
Well, then you don't hire them.
Well, this is the thing. We don't.
hire somebody that has
This is the thing. If you want to hire somebody with 50 years of experience, you're going to pay them 50 years of experience
Well, you
pay
can hire somebody with at least 10 or 15 years experience.
for the same amount that they're making.
I don't know what they make. It's really none of my business what they make.
Okay, I'm just.
All I do know is they have a job and they should be out there doing something with it.
The point that I'm trying to make is you cannot keep trying to put the comparison out there of somebody that had 50 years of experience to somebody that has 2 years of experience. We understand that there's work to be done and we're willing to do that, but it's not going to happen overnight. You can't practice plowing snow. There's not like a simulator set up somewhere where you drive it through a snowstorm. It's got to snow before you do it.
And they didn't do nothing.
I would disagree with that.
And I'll agree with you on the experience thing too, wholeheartedly. My thing is, when there's nothing being done at all, there's a problem.
Those are the issues that I would like to be brought to my attention. Not, I couldn't walk down the street or go to Kohl's and spend my Kohl's cash, or, I just want to know if nothing's being done, that's what I want to know about. But the comparisons on the experience, it's not going to happen, I'm telling you. It won't happen for the rest of my lifetime.
Well, I'm looking at the big picture of it, like, like the night that my car got hit. Hey, my car was in my driveway, I'm in my house, I did my work for the day.
Yeah,
And all at once, it sounded like an avalanche was coming through my house.
yeah.
But
Not
was
only
that
that-
right after the 3 inches of ice came and
No,
then
this was
the?
not an ice storm. This was January 28th, the first snow we got there.
Okay.
And this happened at 6:45 in the evening. My thing is, I was looking at the big picture, okay? What if a fire truck would have been on 2nd Street and had to get out? Okay? You're not turning a fire truck around up there. They got 2 choices. Either they're coming down an alley or they're backing all the way down 2nd Street.
I mean, I've seen that, I've seen the trucks go down the alley and all the way through the yards. I mean, I've been around that long. So it's,
That's what I said, I've been around here my whole life. My whole family's
right.
here. I'm a guest.
And this is the thing, I mean, my stepfather is the one that did it.
Yeah.
But and I'm not, he did very well for a lot of years. But what I'm saying is, we cannot keep putting that
I
comparison out
wholeheartedly
there.
agree.
There's just no way that we can do that.
It's like I said, but when I walk outside and see Grigsby Lane, 3 days later, and it's still impassable from the top part, okay, there's no excuse for that.
But these
I
are,
drive down to Bowman, and Bowman's fine.
But
Okay,
these-
what was the purpose of plowing a park, but you couldn't finish your streets?
and these are the issues that I want to know about, because they're the more important things. As far as the comparisons and what we used to do, and that's the way it's always been, those are things that I don't deal with, stuff like that.
Right.
I just want to, I mean, we know where we're at now, and we want to go forward, and that's why I think everybody's sitting around this table. If we're not, we're here for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Okay? So,
And when the snow does melt, and when you find the big ruts and stuff over here in the new park, just let me know, because I got a video of the guys that was over there doing that too.
okay. Thank you.
I'd just like to add that I had the good fortune of working on the village for 4 or 5 years. And I came in as a newbie. I didn't know all of the things about plowing, but I learned real fast. I had good guys that supervised me, to help me to know how to do those things. So I'm speaking from firsthand knowledge that this last storm we had was extraordinary. It was very extraordinary. And for,
And I'm not even upset with them because, a lot not getting done because of this last storm, because I knew what they were facing.
Yeah.
I knew
And
the
to
ice,
be
the
able-
snow, and everything else, my whole issue was,
to be able to try to maneuver even in a big truck, 4 wheels, drive, all of those things, it's very, very difficult and tenuous to try to accomplish everything you want to accomplish. Also see the other hand that as soon as the snows were finished, we were dedicated to as many hours as it took to get back in there, get the snow pushed away. We did all calls to get people to move their cars from one side to the other.
He's
But this
talking
is
about
a-
when he was there, not present.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that there is a learning curve all the way around apparently, because those are the things that have to be done to get our town cleaned up, passable, and so that the citizens themselves feel confident that they can go out and go to work at least a day or so later. It's not an easy task. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of communication to
and I'm
get this
even
done.
okay with, if we do have another bad storm, I'm okay with the fact that they, shut the alley off. I'm fine with that. But you have to shut it off at the bottom and top. Because if not, you have goofballs trying to go up the alley. We had it happen when the life squad was just up there the other day, and the guy got mad because he couldn't go around the life squad. Okay, and we tried to go flying up Grigsby. Grigsby wasn't clean, started fishtailing, almost took out my husband's truck.
So we need to work hard, we need to work together, make sure we're prepared to to take care of the next incident that happened like this. And maintenance, from my point of view, has to be prepared to put the hours in. I mean, there were many days just because of these kind of situations that
I mean, I
we worked a lot of hours. And I don't think
that dump truck and drive.
I don't think the mayor has restricted the guys from working at all. So the guys will have to understand that, hey, look, we're in this for the long haul. It's going to be 3-hour sleep nights, 2-hour sleep nights, but we're going to get this done. That has to be the attitude. We're going to get this done.
I think we're all in agreement that we have work to do. I'm not,
This time,
obviously,
something a little different.
we know that it wasn't the way that we all have come to expect. And it's going to take a while to get back there. But my point is, it's not going to happen overnight. Be patient with us. We've got work to do, and I think we're all willing to do it. It's just that, give us some time. Make sure you let us know your concerns like you guys are. I appreciate it. This is the first time I've seen anybody sitting out there. Normally, there's a bunch of empty chairs.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad, this is what we need. This community has needed this for a long time. So let us know what we need to do. That's what we're here for. And we're willing to do the job. But be patient with us, and, if we can help you, that's what we're here for.
And it is definitely easier to do this here than on social media.
Well, you're going to have social media, unfortunately. It's that part of where we are. So we just have to deal with it. And I
Toxic
think,
environment, but it's there.
yeah, as the mayor has indicated,
Yeah.
that's not what we do. is try
Right,
to-
that's what I mean.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the audience that would like to step up?
I'd just like to ask, have we got any time on that old house next to mine, please?
Like it. Oh,
32
Have
May.
you talked to Dick? Did you
Yes.
get that legal papers through yet to where we got hold
Yes,
of it?
Arnold, I am sad to say that every time we get a step,
Well, I
they
understand.
give us
Another step.
another goal to go to. But we are getting closer, and we are making definite process. Council did its part, paid the money that was needed to be paid. Now Dick is getting the rebids,
Okay.
but
It takes time.
but it's taken too long. I understand that, and I'll be the first to say, this football got kicked down the road, or this can got kicked down the road for a long time, longer than necessary. But where we are now, we know what's in the pipeline,
And it's going to get done.
and we see the end. I feel strongly we should be done by summer.
I mean, I remember voting for tearing that
That's all
down
I
when I
want
was
to know
on
is, I mean,
council.
which November's it going to be? What year?
Yeah.
It's been about, what,
Exactly.
7?
I hear you.
7 or 8 years. I just
Oh,
asked
yeah.
him which year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Paul, that's what he
It's been a
told me.
while.
Well, it was a big battle with the family
Okay.
first, wasn't it?
Well,
I'll talk
no,
to
it's
you
just
then.
getting it through Hamilton County so we can get a hold of it.
Sure. Sure, absolutely.
Excuse me.
Sir.
I didn't mean nothing by that.
No, I was just trying to explain why we do what we do. That's all right.
I just asked him. Just wanted to know which November.
Is there anyone else?
And 7 or 8 years in November, so what they're at.
All right. No, that's not my paper. That's your committees. Yep. All right. I'm gonna pass that out. So now what I'm going to do, pass out committees. Before we go to committees. And I put this together in accordance with, and I think that's something we can look into changing, because it hasn't been, nothing else has been adopted since 2006 for the committees of council. So I reverted back to our old committees of council, which is in our rules, and did it that way. also, I wanted to give you guys a quick update because I was hoping to have something to really bring to you, but I've been working with Aaron and the auditors for trying to get the mayor's account finally straightened out. However, I thought it would be done by today because the state, for some reason, doesn't know what to do with their share after we corrected 18 and 19. But I would like to, whatever money that finally we get after the state gets their cut out of it, if council would be willing to, when that money's ready to move, set a resolution for that to be in a Christmas fund, because we really need some new Christmas decorations. And since this is unanticipated money, this would be maybe enough to get at least all of our poles, new pole decorations done.
That'd be a good idea.
I'll make a motion that when it does come to light, we have them out.
I was hoping it'd be there for today, but unfortunately with the state not
Mayor's fund.
knowing what the, like, they don't want to get in trouble with the auditor either. So after we sent them the check, well, we don't know how to break it down. And so when we explained it to them, to our auditor, who is also their auditor, well, Ohio State auditors, you know, so the auditors are kind of working that out so that neither of us get in trouble.
And the auditor.
No, I'm talking about, we talked to Betsy and them, because what it is, it went to state and they didn't know how to disperse that money. So they don't get in trouble with the auditor. They're gonna do what they need to do to make it right, and we need to wait until that check clears. So once that check clears, then I'll have an ability to write the check to move it to general fund.
So if and when that happens,
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Oh yeah, this is money that's been accruing for years.
For at least 6 to 7 years, this money has been there. And every audit, it does it, nothing happens. And the last audit, it was like, why do you have this? Well, as she said, they had to go back through and retract everything to show that
Basically, me and
what
Aaron
was
went
paid.
through every single case filed through 18 and 19. There's a lot of mistakes, and some of you might not know. 18 was when Aaron had to take maternity leave. So a majority of the mistakes that happened were right in that area of her maternity leave. But we've gotten all that corrected. It's even been corrected in the Baldwin because we can only go so far back on it too.
And you can't, once you're in there, that's encrypted and they won't allow you to make too many changes.
Yeah, you
now.
cannot go back and change it, so.
I don't have a problem here in marking it for Christmas decorations, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I want to get the money first and then we'll revisit it. I just don't think.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it out to you guys.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that, but I don't think it's something that I want to vote on now. I'd like to get the money straightened out first and then we can revisit it. Just my opinion.
I always said, it just seems like when it happens, we always get shoved somewhere else, as we all know.
Oh, I won't let this one, because we really need some new Christmas stuff.
Yeah, 'cause we've talked about this a couple times.
Yes.
We got 1970 miles.
So hopefully
Oh,
the state gets
definitely.
this check done, because I'd like these up for next year. Some new stuff. That would be nice for the village, I think, to see some new
I mean,
stuff.
we got yelled at for the old Noel sign being gone, so,
Yeah, well, that thing is, that's embarrassing to put it up.
yeah, we have to get
It's-
some new stuff.
It's still 50, 60 years old.
Oh, yeah.
It's, yeah, Leon from One Direction. Leon or Noel, take your pick. All right, well, yeah, that's all I had for that, and there's committees.
Mayor, I would like to mention and see if there's any, I don't know how to say this because this is very important to me, that I've worked on parks and playgrounds, put in hours and hours and hours of my time, sweat and tears, and I would prefer to continue on that particular committee in some form or another.
Then, okay, hold on a second.
How'd that even slip?
You know, when you have to do this, let me tell you something, you want to pull your hair out.
Oh.
Trying to make it right.
How well do I know? Yeah,
I
it's
bet.
not easy, but I just want to make my statement.
Because I want to make sure you stay on those certain other two committees too.
I like the health one.
How about,
Where I'm in Parks and Playgrounds. There was an open spot there. I and Ann were on that, and I don't,
Community and development.
how about moving Pam from Parks and Playgrounds to Health and Sanitation and moving your name up there and swapping those two?
That looks like that's where it was before.
Pam, I know you don't hate to be in the Health and Sanitation Department. But
It makes no
anyway.
difference to me.
I mean,
But,
that
no,
would be a good
that's-
swap.
Not
if
here.
I just have to say that's
It would just be an
important.
easy, if we do a swap.
Yeah, I got that. That's what I was working on here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so.
Really, I'm not.
Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay.
So what am I,
Thank you.
That way we
what am I
Thanks.
switching to?
So health and
So
sanitation.
take Health and Sanitation, put Pam Jackson where Dan is. And then mark Pam out and put Dan. And then if you guys would like to adopt this so we can move on these committees, that would be great.
That would be good. Appreciate it.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2022 committees of council as the mayor has presented here with the one change that's been noted.
Okay.
I second it.
Motion by Ron Pugh, second by Jennifer Anderson. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh.
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And also, before, who's ever on, okay, there it is, Police and Fire Committee, if we can have a committee meeting as soon as possible, that would be great. And then, well,
I think we need to schedule a finance because we're operating on a temporary budget too. So we need to.
Yeah, I,
So I was gonna bring that one up. I wanted to see what,
so now I'm just gonna go around the table, it's not necessarily committees, but we'll start with Dan. Did you have anything?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of things, and one I don't seem to have in my packet. But as Superintendent mentioned, in 2027, the power plant has sort of a deadline they meet. Also in 2027, the income tax, new laws will go into effect, which will affect us greatly. All the guys over here, and not necessarily the company itself, may not be paying the income tax that they are now. So I think it's incumbent upon us right now to start thinking in terms of how we replace the loss that we have, get a little more information from the state, you know. But it is an official document. I'll have to find it that pretty much states 2027.
Would you be able to forward that to the rest of us?
If I, yes, yes, yeah, I'll get that information and forward it to the rest of you. I think also, the Ohio Department of Development, Mayor, I don't know if you've got a document that looks like this. Ohio Department of Development.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the, that is
we all
the,
got that.
I think everybody got that thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that's-
that the thing that Dick sent out? Are you working on that? Because when he sent that out for somebody to sign on, we have an Ohio ID already.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
when I tried to add that app to our Ohio ID,
Yeah.
to do that, it wasn't working. And then when I reached out to the lady through email, well, then Dick calls me and says, well, she wants to know why that you were emailing her. And I said, well, because the app doesn't work in our Ohio ID like it should.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, okay,
Yeah,
just thought I'd put that out there.
yeah.
Danny could get with you and you
Yeah.
can compare notes.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to make sure that we don't let this get by us at this time.
Right, exactly.
Thank you much, Mayor. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Danny. Ron?
We just have Margret put this CLG flyer here for training this week, these lunch and learns here. And I am interested in the finance and the staff relations. Looks like they're $15 each, so I would just like to ask permission. I'll pay for them just to be reimbursed. not to exceed $60. I'm not going to attend all of them, but that would be the cost to attend all of them. If anybody else wants to go.
You know, on that, we joined that last year, that's called the Center for Local Government, and they have trainings throughout the year. I received another one today from the state auditor for the annual training that they have in Columbus, and I can't remember if I forwarded it or not because I was so busy with stuff today. But that's very interesting, and Ronnie, that's like a 2-day, 3-day training thing, and in the past, we have actually gone and stayed over and broke up into groups because they send out an agenda of what they're gonna, you know, have the classes on, and it is very beneficial. And then also this month, the Ohio Municipal League,
Yeah,
they have a training that's
Do you
coming up
know the cost
too.
on that, though?
That one
The one in
there,
Cincinnati?
not, I
Because the
think
cost
there's-
isn't on here, but, because, I mean, obviously the other two, we would have to have accommodations, but the one in Cincinnati, we don't have to have anything. We just
Yeah,
put it in, but-
I can get all that. It seems like to me there was one that was $75, and I don't,
That's the Ohio Municipal.
that's the Ohio
That's
Municipal League,
And
yeah.
that's the one that's out at one of the hotels.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cincinnati
probably.
Marriott, you
Yeah,
said
and
$75?
what they
Right.
actually do is, they will have that like periodically, like I think it's every 3 months, and they are very informative, and we as a village are members of that, so that's why our cost is 75 and not more, you know.
So we're not going to meet before then, so I would just like permission to do the Ohio Municipal League on Saturday, March 5th, and then not to exceed $60 on the CLG. If anybody else wants to go,
Yeah,
Just
that's-
make that available for all of us.
And they can let me know, then I can contact them
Yeah.
and say, here's the people, and probably present the check at the door.
that's fine.
Are both of these physical?
This
As
one's
far
just
as I know
virtual.
they are,
Okay.
This
And
I
one's-
think
this
they
one's
are.
virtual.
This one
Zoom.
says.
Oh, okay, there's
This one's-
one
this
that's
one's virtual.
Zoom.
Yes.
There's one that's Zoom, but the other one out at the
Yeah,
hotel
that's
is
in person.
actually physical.
It's in
Okay.
person and
Yeah.
registration begins at 8:30. There's 3 locations, but the Marriott, the Marriott Northeast, wherever that is.
I think it's in Mason,
Mason.
from what I read.
Otherwise, you go to Columbus
Yeah.
or someplace
Cleveland.
else.
Yeah, they do have them, that's why they have different locations.
Oh, the one
because
is
it's
tomorrow.
Everything.
Tuesday, February 8th.
So Ronnie, is your motion to authorize elected officials to attend upcoming trainings?
Yeah, the week of February 8th through the 11th for CLG, not to exceed $60 per member, and it's $15 for each, there's 4 sessions.
Yeah.
And then the Ohio Municipal League in Cincinnati for $75 per person.
We might not be able to do the one tomorrow.
No, I mean,
They might not take the registration this
I wasn't planning on going that one.
Sometimes they
anyway.
do at the last
Yeah, I
minute
just
for
wanted to,
Zooms.
They
I know we
may
tried
if
that
you're
one time and
interested.
they blocked it out. 'cause
Well,
they
it
didn't
says,
receive
it
something right.
says to RSVP
Yeah.
no later than 10 a.m. on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. that might
Also,
work.
if you get up early and get on it.
I can, yeah, I
You
can
might
try
be
to get
able to do
over
it.
to TJ
I
and
think it's
see.
beneficial for
Or to
15 bucks. I
Corey.
mean, you're
Yeah,
gonna hear a lot of
especially that
different
first
stuff.
one. I think
So-
everybody should really
Need a
attend the one
second.
tomorrow if they
Absolutely.
can.
Need a second.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ronnie Pugh, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yeah.
So Ronnie, I know you're in. Pam, are you gonna try for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm in, I'm good.
Anybody else? Dan?
I'm gonna
Ann?
try for tomorrow as well.
I will
Anybody
give
for
that,
tomorrow?
yes.
I
Ann?
would, well, no, I can't.
We'll zoom in.
Okay. Ann?
I mean, worst case scenario, I mean, I can pay for it and
Yeah.
get reimbursed if you want to do it
Yeah,
that way. It
right.
doesn't really matter.
Well, what I was gonna do after meeting, I was gonna go out and get online and see if I
See if
could
you can
get us
email
in
Okay.
and,
Oh,
Do
so
it that
whoever
way.
thinks they can make it, you tell her now.
yeah, that's for the one for tomorrow. So,
That's
Is it everybody? Jennifer?
I just think that's a really good one to do.
Yes,
They are.
it is if you can make it.
Because we did
last
ours
year,
downtown, remember that?
it might not be important, but last year, since they didn't have the one in Columbus, they did it by Zoom, and we actually came down here. A couple, like Pam and I came down here and watched it, and at the end of it, because you have to sign in, they know you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
and at the end of it, they'll email you your certificate saying that you did attend it, you know, the training, it was for 2 days, but it is interesting.
Then don't forget to send out to Margaret so she can put it in your folder.
Yeah.
I know some years back, Dan and I went down to the county administration building, and we did one there, and it was really good.
Are we in the middle of a motion still?
No, the motion's been done.
Okay.
So we do that later, watch it, vote?
I think she just wants to know if anybody's going to attend it.
If anybody thinks they can attend it tomorrow, what I was gonna do after our meeting here, I was gonna go up and get online and try to register everybody. If not, I'll be here at 8 in the morning and I'll try to get everybody in. I might be able to reach out to Corey Smith. He's usually the one that lines these up and tell him, you know, we met tonight and council voted to do it. See if they can add us in.
All right,
Okay?
thank you.
Thanks.
Works for me.
The only other thing that I have, I would like to, looks like I'm the chairperson of laws and contracts here. Bob presented this zone change, and I think we probably need to send that to laws and contracts to get jumping on that. So it looks like Ann and Pam get something scheduled with you guys on that. And my availability, if we want to do through the week, I can do anywhere between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m., or it would have to be after 5 p.m.
I'm good.
It doesn't matter. And obviously, we got to get the information from Mr. Weber first, so I don't think we need to do it too soon. But maybe I should do this. Maybe I should get the information from him, and then I'll email you guys and see if we can
Because I
set
think
something.
that
And I'll get
Don
with Margret
Mercer's
posted.
still waiting on
Yeah,
his
so.
stuff too.
Yeah, let's hold off on
And he
that.
said that they failed inspection.
That's what I mean, not everything's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll
Yeah.
hold off on it.
So that's not an emergency.
Get the wheels turning. That's all I have.
That is, yeah,
Good,
that's
yeah.
what he's talking about. Yeah, because Scott Donegan was over there today, and now Don Mercer had the drawings. He should have caught it, that they installed, I guess, the door up on the side in the wrong direction. If you have an exit there, and it's an actual handicap exit, then it needs to open out. And not only that, there's like a lip like this that, well, prevents a wheelchair from
Well, that's weird, because that
accessing.
was always.
It's gotta be accessible. You're gonna make it a handicap.
Accessible already,
yeah.
so why they make that much change?
I can't speak for them.
That's weird. Why would you make that much difference? It was already handicap accessible.
That door that's up there right now is not the door that the church originally had there. There was a metal door up there, a gray metal door.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but why would you make that much of a difference? I mean, you're gonna change the door, fine, but why make that?
Different purpose probably, but.
Yeah. Did you have anything else, Ronnie?
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ronnie. Jennifer? You can just say I have nothing.
I have nothing. I gotta learn my departments first before.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, Jennifer. And
The planning committee.
I gotta learn something about some public works before I can say anything.
got it.
The planning committee did meet on the 11th, and we were meeting to discuss that $30,000 that's left from the Hamilton County.
Oh, for the park, yeah.
Yeah. So we discussed some things that still need to be done. That still need to be done. We went over we looked at the old map and the estimate of cost that we have for different things. Did not come to a firm decision. We will have another meeting between now and the next council meeting, and hopefully at that time we can present the council
It's my stuff.
with our recommendations.
Yeah, fine.
Under parks,
I don't know.
because.
Yeah, because I went
Because
by
it's not on there.
That's what I was gonna say.
So then it'll have to be under parks.
Oh, I am on that.
So basically, it's still the same information.
I checked my mail.
It's a different title.
Okay. So then, in the, like, on the planning before, as I represented council for the, what is it?
Planning commission.
Commission,
Yeah.
that still goes with that? This is,
Well, it doesn't go with it, but the planning commission is
Thank
separate.
you. I appreciate those scratches, believe me.
okay. And the other thing, I had jotted down that meeting that Ronnie just mentioned, so we're covered for that. And I don't know what else I have. That's all I have this time.
All right, thanks, Miss Ann. Al?
The only thing I got, like on the special event, I got the car show, you want to come back down this year? So you need to figure out something to do with that, because it's gonna be probably bigger this year than it was last year.
Al, you should know that there is a special events form that council has, and there's some rules, so if you see me, I'll
Actually,
get you copies of everything.
Well, he's on that committee, so.
He's on there.
So Pam and Al have a committee meeting, so that way you can do like a working meeting.
Yeah.
When did you say? It is?
It's the first week in May, I think it's the 7th. Maybe it is.
Oh, there's still plenty of time for that.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. Do you have anything else, Al?
No, not at this time.
All right, thanks, Al.
Thank you.
Pam?
We need to schedule the finance.
That's gonna be a tough one.
It's gonna be a what?
Schedule for
It'll be a
maybe-
tough one.
Can we schedule for maybe next
Yeah.
Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday?
That's how.
Hey, next week, I took off Monday for Super Bowl
Oh,
victory
there
for
we
the Bengals,
go.
so let's do it on Monday. But we gotta do it in the afternoon,
I was gonna
because
say.
I'm not gonna be waking up real early on that day.
I hear you.
I'm not gonna tell you why, I'm just telling you.
I hear
Like in
you.
3 guesses?
The first two don't count.
First two don't count.
Yeah.
Right.
So the 14th.
It's Valentine's Day
That's
too.
Valentine's
You guys need to bring me some chocolates.
Okay.
What's your favorite chocolate?
Whatever you guys are bringing.
Danny?
So which time's good for Jennifer?
Jennifer works odd hours.
Yeah.
So what are we doing
The
Monday?
Finance Committee.
Finance.
What days?
It's a Monday.
Well, I mean,
I got more
it's at this point, I'm gonna have to start working around everybody
I
else's.
got 1,000.
Can you do,
Oh.
is evening better for you?
What's best for you? Because it sounds like I can be there.
Because
Like, what time can you two be there then?
Because my schedule's done messed up
Hey, I
everybody's.
hear you.
I'm 1 to midnight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You
my
gotta sleep
schedule's,
sometime.
yeah, my schedule's done messed up everybody's. So now I'm gonna have to start working around everyone else. So what time do you guys meet Monday?
I mean, I'm off Monday. I took a vacation day Monday because I've got some stuff
Well,
to do.
Is there
tonight.
any way that you can be a little
But he
bit,
said that he doesn't want up early.
Yeah.
is there
well,
any
that's
way
true.
you can be like, get
Bad
like,
Monday.
have, like sign in at 2?
It's always a
Do you
bad
know what I'm
Monday.
saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Something
saying.
like that.
But he's not wanting to do too early, so like, are you wanting to do like 3?
No, I was just messing with you. I can do like 11 if you want to do 11. I mean, I'm okay with that, but I don't want to do like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so like 11,
Yeah, I'll try
What about
11 this
noon?
time at 12.
is noon
I don't know
better?
if I have my kids, that's the thing, but Andre will take care of it. I'll volunteer.
You got to know, it's day after the Super Bowl for him too.
It is for all of us.
He'll have to get up.
Yeah.
Start off what?
All right, so Monday, the 14th at noon, Finance Committee. Margaret, you want to post that for
Yes,
us?
and I will post it, and I will get out to you stuff that I can before then.
All right, any other?
It's that big of a rush, we got stuff coming.
I was trying to find the date.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
So we can be ready.
Thursday, probably a bit more time.
Do you know if the township, what are they doing their Easter egg hunt? Are they doing their Easter egg hunt?
No, I
I
mean,
got to deal with that.
like me on my apartment. See, my only days off
Because
are,
I would like to try to do it like
Wednesdays and
Saturday
Thursdays.
before, like we did the last time we did it, which has been a couple years.
That's coming around quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because.
I had the date.
Might as well get the date set.
Yeah, I did have it. It's April the 17th is
I got
Easter,
a
so.
calendar. I just didn't get it open.
So how about the 9th? That's a Saturday.
It's April the who?
Sunday the 17th is Easter. And
Oh, it's
last time we
this year.
did it the week before, not the week of.
Easter.
And it worked out better, I think, for everybody. On the 9th, Saturday the 9th
Saturday the 9th.
of
Because
April.
Easter is the
Easter
17th.
17th, yes. So 2 p.m.,
It's usually when you guys have it.
yeah. And we'll need to get permission from VFW, see if they'll help us, shall I say.
So Saturday
They don't pay us.
9th at 2.
Yeah.
They'll probably let you use
Is that a motion?
the building.
Yeah,
Second.
just to set the date, yeah.
Okay. Motion by Pam, second by Ronnie for the
Easter
egg
egg
hunt.
Yeah.
All right, any discussion? No discussion,
Gonna
we'll
put
vote.
any money in?
I don't even have any idea. I know candy and whatever.
Well, you can
just
bring
went
it
up.
back.
I've got all the
Yeah,
other
you can
stuff.
bring it back.
Because we didn't use it.
This is the date.
Yeah, we
I
can
think-
the
Well,
first
you
one in
usually get
March.
in the closet to see what you have.
Yeah, I know I've got plenty. It's just the candy part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't use it the last time.
Price of candy,
Yeah, we got-
I know
we
it
got
was
shut down.
We got shut down the last time, so.
everything went up right now.
I thought it was around, I think we usually did 5, but since,
We cut it
'Cause I
back
will have to
and we
go out
set
by
3 and then
afterwards, that's how
I
I
think we
kinda do
ended
it.
up, it was like
Yeah.
$398 or something because we
Yeah.
went to Sam's.
Well, we can, let's just add that to the
Just do
motion,
the
not to exceed
$400.
$400.
Yeah,
yeah.
might as well.
Well, the price of everything went up right now, man.
Yeah.
We'll just have to come back if
I-
that
We need
kills
more.
us.
We'll have to see what it prices.
Okay.
So the
That sounds
motion
great.
stands to add the 400 to the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
All right. Motion by Pam, second by Ronnie. Any other further discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
I'm gonna dress up as the Easter bunny.
All right.
I have the money. I've got the costume.
He done said it.
Oh, yeah.
Can we put that in?
We'll definitely hold it to that.
Can we put
Sorry.
it-
Fine.
Make sure that's in the minutes.
I am.
Yay.
Ann Pillow, Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Ann Jackson.
Yay. I
Ron
have the
H.
costume, so
Bunny.
you're on
I'll do
board
it.
now.
It's handwritten, it's in
Yeah,
there.
Shamrock over.
And let's see.
I'll let Jeremy wear that one.
And we do need to, I guess, set up a special event, so things like what you know you've got going on, or if anybody else, I think that is gonna be, basically it's just been the village, and when you have certain things down there, nobody else has approached us, any
Yeah.
special things, but we need to plan ahead since your event, well, what you're part of, I guess you should say.
Events.
So,
Yeah.
on special events is, there's 3, right here, and
You guys can just meet right now. You're sitting right there.
Right.
You can take care of it. You don't have to worry about setting a special date.
so when,
Can you just let me know when you'll be, and then I can post
Yeah,
it?
in 24 hours.
and is it evening, morning, afternoon?
I can go in mid-morning, after 9 o'clock.
It's like 11 or 12.
I like the after 9 o'clock.
Sounds
yeah.
like
I'm like after 11. Remember, I stay up until 2:30.
Right, exactly,
So
yeah.
is 12 better for
12
you, or
fine for me.
1? So you can get your beauty sleep?
Yeah, 1 sounds great, because I can really get a lot of good
And?
beauty sleep then.
1 o'clock? And what day?
What day you guys looking at?
Can we get this rolling?
Tell me.
It is February. You want next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Not next Monday, no.
Monday's the 14th, not that
We
one, I
already
mean the
got it. We
following.
already got it.
The regular
Got a meeting
21st.
that day.
They're good.
The week of
They're good.
President's Day week, because we don't have
The
council on the
21st?
21st, that's President's Day.
21st?
21st work for you, Ian, President's Day? Or you got big plans?
Not that I know about.
All right, so
What
1
time?
1 PM on the 21st
Okay.
of February. And that's all I have.
Margaret, I just want to go back and revisit this. Are you, in the morning, will you just let us know if you're
Yes,
able?
yes,
Okay.
I watch
Send
for
me a
your
text message or
email.
something? Okay.
I will email everybody and let you know.
All right, thank you.
And don't forget executive session, if somebody can make that motion, if you're all done with committees. or-
And then was anyone doing the one where you got to go to it?
We can talk about
That's,
that maybe
that's in
next
March.
meeting, everybody.
Okay,
I'm
that's
gonna
in
send them
March.
more information, because they do have a schedule of,
Itinerary.
an agenda, you know, and stuff like that. And the last time we did it, it was like girls would stay with girls.
Yeah, obviously.
You had a roommate.
I move for executive order. Is that what you say?
Make a motion to go into executive session.
At the request of the village attorney.
You guys do, like, it came out, never mind.
I'll make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss personnel matters at the recommendation of the village attorney.
There you go. Motion by Ron Pugh, second by Dan Pillow. Call for the vote.
Sorry, still running.
That's fine.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Ron Pugh,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
You need to ask the chief to stay.
Oh, and amend your motion to allow the chief to stay during this executive session.
I amend my motion to allow Chief Pennekamp to stay to discuss the personnel matters.
Second.
We got it.
It's part of that first
It
amendment.
was just amending the original one. Okay.
All right, we're in executive session.
Everybody else pack your
Everyone
stuff and get out.
else.
Pack up and get out.